On your screen is 32 years old Aaron Watson Abbey. He has been missing for the past couple of weeks. He's from the United Kingdom, but his last known location is in Kingston, Jamaica. Aaron arrived on the island on the 28th of October 2023 and was due to fly back home on the 23rd of November 2023. He has not been seen or heard from since. Now, family and friends of Aaron Watson Abbey is seeking the assistance of the Jamaican police and also the Jamaican citizens in finding or locating his whereabouts. So if you know this face or if you have seen this face, please contact the nearest police or contact a family member at 079 46 829 257 or 079 5610 5713. Yeah, man.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what one, a blessed and wonderful Tuesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So now the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off over there with some international news coming out of Queens, New York City, where this Jamaican man said to be known as Stone Love from a Pink Lane, West Kingston address was brutally taken out in a hail of bullets last night in Queens, New York. Now, information surrounding his knockings and clappings is kind of sketchy at the moment because I don't know the knockings and clappings fresh, so it's early days. But On The Spot News Media got video footage in which I will be playing the voice clip from the video footage for you so you can get a better understanding of what I was speaking on. Now, my people, so we have got to do some serious digging and seek to ascertain who is this mysterious man identified as Stone Love from Pink Lane, West Kingston. But anyway, listen. Now, my peeps, the video footage was just basically showing the man identified by his alias as Stone Love from Pink Lane, laying on his back in the streets of Queens, New York, with paramedics over him trying to save his life. But unfortunately so, he succumbed to injuries. Now, as I stated earlier, On The Spot News Media has not yet ascertained as to why his life was taken and as to who he really is. But rest assured, I will most definitely be giving you some updates in subsequent newscasts. And still in the Kingston Western Police Division, sometime about 7 p.m. last night along Tavares Crescent in Kingston 12, a section of Rema known as Egypt and knockings and clappings took place. Yeah, man. Now, the criminal element that lost his life is this known old dirty kind of boy, old knockis and clappis, named Usher Morgan, otherwise known as Usher in the street, said to be 25 years old. It is said that the now deceased was sitting on a bicycle along the mentioned roadway, talking to a man known as Blacks, who reportedly pulled a firearm and opened gunfire, hitting the now deceased all over his upper body and head. It is said that blacks then fled the scene in the area on foot. Now on the Spot News media get to understand say the criminal element known as Usher, him actually par at a section of Rima known as Brooklyn. So him left from Brooklyn and gone over site, gone link him criminal friend them. And whilst doing so, the man them pounce upon him and full him up a can. Shut eye control settings was most definitely the order of the day. Yeah man. And the next knockings and clappings go on shortly after in close proximity. This time along 3rd Street in Trenchtown. 6 3rd Street to be exact in Trenchtown. Now information received is that the complainant, the man who get can up, was inside a yard when he was pounced upon by men heavily armed with firearms, who opened gunfire, hitting him several times in the abdomen and legs. It is said that the criminal elements then made good their escape on foot in the community. The police was summoned to the scene, and of course the citizens helped to put him in the back of the police vehicle that transported him to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he is admitted in serious condition. Now on the Spot News media is not for sure if he had succumbed to injuries or he's still being treated. But investigations into that knockings and clappings is basically still young, so on the Spot News media will most definitely update you in subsequent newscast. Yeah man, now moving right along my peeps. And knockings and clappings go on over there in the Garden Parish. And me I tell you say the people them definitely not feel too good about that. But before we get into that, make we get into this. Over there in Whole Harbour, the Whole Harbour police have launched an investigation into the brutal slaying of a 69-year-old man identified as Linford Robinson, who was found lifeless with his head bashed in on Monday. Now it is reported that the residents of the Planters Hall district in St. Catherine became suspicious when Robinson, who is a shopkeeper, failed to report to work. A search was launched and Robinson's bloodied body was found laying at his doorstep. He was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was sadly pronounced, you know what. 69 years old, and the man them use a big stone and bash in the whole of the man side, leaving him lifeless. Now over there in the Garden Parish of St. Ann, a man is now lifeless, no longer among the land of the living, and his 3-year-old daughter seriously wounded. That took place over the weekend on Saturday night. So the deceased man is presently on your screen, and he has since been identified as 40-year-old Orlando Atkinson, otherwise known as Junior in the streets, said to be a contractor from Lilyfield district in Bamboo, St. Ann. Now according to the police, Atkinson and his daughter were in his vehicle about 8:15 p.m. on Saturday when armed criminal elements approached and opened gunfire at them. The cops were called to the scene, and upon their arrival, Atkinson was seen with corner-up wounds to his upper body and head, and his daughter also seriously wounded. They were both transported to the hospital, where it is said that Atkinson was pronounced you know what, and the child treated for serious injuries. One distraught resident stated, and I quote, "These people have literally no heart. Imagine, even if them come clap with the father, they saw the child, they should have just walked away. That child saw her father lost his life right before her very eyes. She will never be the same. And to think that she also got caught up, this is heartless of them to do." The resident also stated that once upon a time, criminals had some sort of moral compass. They used to leave children alone. Now, no one is literally off limits. The future of Jamaica looks dim. Boy, may I tell you, the thing really rough. Now, my peeps, make we move on and continue. Now we're over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, where a portion of knockings and clappings took place in quick succession over the weekend. Yeah, man. But we're going to talk about one particular knockings and clappings, and that is of this criminal element here presently on your screen. Now, this criminal element is said to be identified by his name as Alex. Him get caught up, lose him 3 points on Orange Street, downtown Montego Bay. But he's from the neighboring parish of Hopewell in Hanover. Now, his brutal slaying come short after he took the life of this man presently on your screen, identified as Bell. It is said that both parties had a verbal altercation in which Alex drew a firearm and fired several cans into the body of Bell, leaving him lifeless. Now, Alex, they think of peace and safety, and then came sudden destruction over the weekend where he met his demise. Persons all over social media was in high spirits after learning about the demise of Alex. Some even went as far as stating karma is a bitch. Yeah, man. Now, my peeps, boy, may I tell you, the thing rough. Now, over there in the parish of Manchester, criminal elements strike again on the Beryllium security team. This time, they were not so lucky because the team was most definitely prepared. Now, one of several criminal elements who allegedly attempted to rob a Beryllium team near Mandeville on Monday night get caught up and lose him 3 points. A firearm was also reportedly seized following that incident. Now, preliminary reports reaching on the Spot News media indicated that a group of heavily armed criminal elements attacked the security team at a distribution center in Greyground shortly before 7 p.m. Now, we all know that Greyground is a haven for criminal elements and a crime hotspot in the parish of Manchester. And during that brazen knockings and clappings, one of the old dirty corner boy them end up losing 3 points, spread out like a sheet, yellow yam settings. Dirt was the order of the night. Yeah, man. His accomplices, unfortunately, managed to escape. There was a heavy security presence at the facility. So them criminal element here feel say every time them go a Beryllium, them a go bingo. Well, my granny used to tell me say, you know, every single day water bucket go well, one day the bottom I go drop out. Yeah, man. And basically that was it that played out last night. So another decent spot of work again by the security them. Yeah, man. Me just sorry say I never all 4 or however the amount of them get spread out like a sheet, and shut eye countryland settings would have definitely been their portion. Now the last thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps. One of my day one supporters, an on the Spot News media enthusiast, basically wrote a heartfelt letter and asked for me to read aloud to persons indulging in scamming. This is not just heartfelt, but it is absolutely true. And persons listening, especially those involved in scamming or who think that's a route they want to get themselves in, should really take some notes and look at the present day situation as it relates to scamming and scammers. Now, that letter reads, dear scammers, you have no clue as to what you're into. You may see it as fast money, but it is way more than that. It is death or prison. And after prison, you will surely die. You see, scamming open the doors in the physical and also the spiritual realm. And once you make your first dial, once you make that first call, you open that door. When you rob the innocent, especially the elderly, and they cry, just remember that tears are prayers that only the Almighty Creator understands. Especially when their life savings are gone. Scammers, you can trust and believe that your sentence is pronounced. You cannot escape. That spirit is released, and only blood, your blood, can satisfy it. Only the Almighty God can help you out of such a situation. Even when you decide to change your life and get saved and sanctified and become a Christian, you have to be very serious and dedicated to your faith to escape that judgment. Scammers, death is your portion. Your own friends who taught you is destined to take your life. They can't help it because it's more than just them. It's more because it's more spiritual than physical. So you look around you, scammers, potential scammers, young ladies and young men looking on. Look around you. Don't you all see what's going on? And to those who have received the scamming money knowingly, I'm speaking about the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, brothers, relatives, and friends. The curse is also extended to you. So for those who are presently listening, if you are tempted or being encouraged to scam people, say no and live, or else death will also be your portion. Yeah, man. Could not have said it better myself. A word to the wise. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscasts. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.